A young man stands in front of Joshua trees. Words on screen. Vincent Culliver, Outdoor Outreach Instructor.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Outdoor Outreach's third video in a three-part video series in partnership with Joshua Tree National Park. If you haven't checked out our previous videos, you can click on those in the link down below in our description. So far, we've taken you through your first day at Joshua Tree and showed you all the various activities that can be enjoyed throughout the park. Today, as we wrap up our wonderful camping trip, we'll explore future opportunities to stay connected with this park and potential career paths in the National Park System and the outdoors. We will be joined by Joshua Tree staff and get a sneak peek into a day in the life of a park ranger. Join me, Vincent, and our team.
3 shots showing instructors climbing and rappelling. Words on screen. Abby Aguilar, Sunny Chang, and Alaire Ta, Outdoor Outreach Instructors.
Abby, Sunny, and Alaire, as we journey to a side of Joshua Tree that most have not seen. Behind the scenes with the people that keep the park running. Let's go.
Montage of driving into the park and people camping, climbing, and enjoying themselves. Montage of rock piles, Joshua trees, and desert landscapes. Sunset over a forest of Joshua trees. Words on screen. Ways to get involved. Shot of granite boulders. Words on screen. Meet the park staff. Park ranger in uniform next to a building. Words on screen.
Christian Delich. I've been here at Joshua Tree for almost 9 years, and I'm an interpreter. I work in the Division of Interpretation. Enhance their visit, while they're here, whether that's like trip planning, providing safety information in the visitor center, leading interpretive hikes, like leading geology hikes, leading hikes all about Joshua trees or desert ecology in general.
Series of shots of Christian leaving the building, getting in his car, arriving at work, and entering the Oasis Visitor Center.
When a lot of visitors see me and they see I have a badge on, they might assume that I'm law enforcement. I'm not law enforcement, but that's probably one misconception about what this uniform reminds people of. When I first go into work, I probably fire up my laptop, I check my email. After that, I probably have to open the visitor center. So I will, put up the flag.
Christian puts up the American flag.
I will print out the weather, update the weather on the board so the visitors can see what's going on that day in the park.
A park ranger in uniform stands in front of a desert landscape. Words on screen.
I'm Mark Mahan. I'm a park ranger interpreter here at Joshua Tree National Park. I've been working here just about 2 years. I'm a frontline park ranger. I'm usually the first face people see when they enter the park.
A park ranger in uniform stands behind a building next to trees and shrubs. Words on screen.
My name's Jane Rogers. I'm the Chief of Science and Resource Stewardship here at Joshua Tree National Park. I've worked here at the park since 2016. We're responsible for the science that happens in the park, and so that's really understanding this place. Understanding the wildlife, the plants, the cultural resources, the heritage. And then there's the stewardship side of things, which is if through our research and science we find that there's issues or challenges in the environment, then we take proactive steps where we can to correct that.
A park ranger in uniform with a tactical vest stands among the desert landscape. Words on screen.
My name is Nathan Lewis. I'm a park ranger in the Visitor and Resource Protection Division of Joshua Tree National Park, and I've been working at this particular park unit for just shy of 2 years. As a park ranger in the Visitor and Resource Protection Division, our primary focus is federal law enforcement and the enforcement of all federal rules and regulations that pertain to the preservation of the national park. Additionally, we're all EMTs, emergency medical technicians, so we handle all medical issues that arise inside of the park. And we are search and rescue technicians, so any search and rescue, any overdue or missing party, any of those type of incidents that occur inside the national park, we're the first ones to handle those as well.
A park ranger in uniform stands beside a building near desert plants. Words on screen.
My name's Elena Juarez. I'm the campground supervisor, and I've been here 33 years. I run the campground division. I'm over 7 campgrounds, and I buy all the supplies for all the campgrounds, all 9. My crew They're the ones who make sure all those vault toilets are clean. All the litter is picked up. They manage the dumpsters. They repair all the picnic tables. They clean all the fire rings when the ashes get full.
A park ranger in uniform stands on a rock pile with a desert landscape stretching beyond. Words on screen.
My name's David Smith. I'm the park superintendent. I've been serving as superintendent for the last 6 years, but I began working here as a volunteer and as a seasonal ranger back in 1994.
A park ranger in uniform stands near a building and some desert vegetation. Words on screen.
My name's Kevin Turner. I'm a supervisory park ranger here at the park. I've been here for about 2.5 years. I supervise the what we call the interpretive operations team. We're the folks who run the visitor centers. We do the public programs, do the walks and the talks, the campfire programs. Also go to special events. So we've got a table at a fair or at some kind of a community event.
Shot of the park landscape at sunset. Words on screen. Why is it important to introduce youth to the outdoors? Cut back to Ranger Jane.
It's well established that the outdoors provides so much nourishment to your mental state, your physical state. It's a place to connect with your heritage. I think with youth coming out here and learning about this place, and getting inspired to come back, challenge themselves more, go on harder hikes, try backpacking, try camping. Those are all great things that really build confidence.
Cut back to Ranger Mark.
The most important reason to introduce today's youth to outdoor spaces is to inspire people to be better stewards of the planet.
Shot of a Joshua tree. Words on screen. What advice would you give to someone interested in getting involved with the National Park Service? Cut back to Ranger Kevin.
Volunteer somewhere first. Get a chance to get in and see what agency employees actually do for a living. You may find you hate it. You may find you love it. And volunteer to do things that you may not be very comfortable with. If you think you want to do law enforcement as a career, volunteer to work with the biologist and see what they do. If you think you want to be a biologist, volunteer to help out the law enforcement team. See what they do. You may find you love something you hadn't ever been exposed to before.
Cut to Ranger Elena.
Just like Kevin said, volunteer. But we don't get a lot of volunteers for our job. But yeah, we would welcome them for sure.
Cut to Ranger Mark.
They may not have a national park near them, but they might have a local county park. And so just get out there and explore. Trash cleanup, helping at the visitor center. And every park that I've ever worked at, we can't run as efficiently as we do without our volunteers.
Cut to Ranger Jane.
You might be somebody who's interested in being outdoors and working on trails. We hire 12 people a year to work on our 280 miles of trails that need work every year. So there's a wide range of opportunity. I think if you're open to possibility and learning more, like through this video, about the different jobs we have, there's a place for everybody in the National Park System.
A visitor walks toward Joshua trees. Words on screen. Do you have any tips for first-time park visitors? Cut to Ranger Jane.
My 3 tips are literally going to be plan ahead, be prepared, and plan ahead. Like that's the best thing you could do.
Cut to Ranger Elena.
Don't hike alone.
Cut to Ranger Mark.
We don't have humidity here in the desert. It's so incredibly dry that the air just pulls the moisture out of you. So you actually want to drink about 1 liter of water per hour that you're out in the park.
Shot of a Joshua tree at sunset. Words on screen. Any final thoughts? Return to Ranger Mark.
Turn your phones off and just be one with nature.
Cut back to Superintendent David.
Don't underestimate the resource you're going into, because frankly, it can kill you. Leave your preconceptions behind.
Shot of a campground and landscape from the top of a rock pile. Words on screen. Coolest animal sound you've heard out here. Return to Ranger Mark. Return to Ranger Jane. Words on screen. Canyon wren. Return to Superintendent David. Words on screen. Raven. Return to Ranger Mark. Words on screen. Coyotes.
Coyotes making it all at the same time, but it's like, it sounds like they're like, hey you, we're coming after you.
Shots of desert plants. Shot of Instructor Abby, interspersed with shots of park rangers interacting with the outdoor outreach group.
Thanks to all the Joshua Tree Rangers and staff for taking their time to show us a little part of their world. We appreciate all the hard work they put into keeping this national park beautiful and functioning for all to enjoy. Outdoor Outreach wants to express our deep appreciation for their strong support over the years and partnership in this project. Now, for those of you that may not be interested in a career in the national park systems, but know you have an interest in working outdoors,
shots of the park sign and the Outdoor Outreach logo.
There are also opportunities in the nonprofit sector like Outdoor Outreach.
Series of shots of Outdoor Outreach instructors and students interacting at a campsite and setting up tents, climbing together, and biking.
Our staff come to us from all different backgrounds and cultures with varying degrees of outdoor experience, but all with the love to share their passion of the outdoors with the youth we serve. Outdoor Outreach has an extensive training program for staff, as well as offer a leadership program for teens 16 through 19 years old, to learn instructional skills, receive office and administrative experience, and build their confidence towards a career pathway. A number of our current staff, including myself, Alaire, who is behind the camera, and our video host, Vinny, were former participants, and through the leadership program have become key instructors and advocates for the outdoors. We wish you good luck on your journey of discovering.
Vincent emerges from granite boulders.
Well, all right, folks, thank you so much for joining us on an exploration of Joshua Tree. This concludes our 3-part video series, and we hope you enjoyed it. On behalf of all the staff at Outdoor Outreach and all the Joshua Tree National Park staff, we'd like to thank you for coming out, and we hope you have a safe, happy, and positive day. Thank you.
Credits. This project was made possible by a funding award from the National Park Service and Outdoor Foundation.